Next step is I want to get the radio mounted, the RF part of the radio. Just wanted to point out that silicone dried pretty well. These caps, I need to paint these in another day. Remember, for that bonding primer, I was using recoat within 2 hours or after 48. Otherwise, because the cross-linking is happening and during that period, and adding new paint, new solvent at that time will interrupt the cross-linking, and it'll wrinkle and bubble up. So I'm going to wait another day, recoat those. They turned out pretty nice. I'll show you how to get these wired up. Really thin wire. The basic idea is strip it back far enough where you could double or triple it by folding it up, and then that'll make enough bulk to do a crimp connection. So took the radio and bracket out of the old Pelican case, and just want to figure out exactly where to put it. This is the radio head, and just want to make sure it fits somewhere. In the old case, I had it like right in here, and it's jamming up against the cable that needs to come out to connect to the head. So I think for this one, I'd like to have it like maybe right there. And then in here is going to be the power pole block. And then you got to find a spot for the coax connector to come out, and also the two connectors, one for the microphone, one for the head, when the box is closed. When it's open, you can just plug directly in. Personally, like all the wires coming out one side. The trick is you've got limited space. This is big enough to make it work. I made it work on the other box. One thing I wanted to try differently is these are the RJ45 bulkhead connectors that I've been using on the other box, or slightly different version, and pretty easy to spin on and off, but look at the size. So I wanted to try something off of Amazon. That's how they come. So all this goes on the cable end, okay, and you're actually seeing the problem. I have to hold this. So this will be on the outside of the box. This is the O-ring that's going to seal this. So you get the Ethernet cable into that before you crimp the end on, right? So it's out here. Plug it in, tighten it down, so now it's weather tight there, and then when you got it situated, crank this down, and it's weather tight on that end too. I ain't using the radio in the pouring rain, so I'm probably just going to leave these off the Ethernet cables and just go with this. But probably not going with this at all. Probably going back to this. This is bigger, takes up more space, but man, this attachment is like rubber, and you just can't freely spin this on. You gotta like untwist it, and the friction just pulls it around. And this is just a pain in the butt. So even though it's got a smaller form factor, which is what I like, man, this is annoying. So fortunately, just one of these is double the price of two of these. I think these are like 15. I think this is like 25 or 30. And this is a pack of two. This is a pack of one. So because you got limited space over here, these are the lock rings. This is what I'm about to explain. When you install these, they have to be far enough apart that you can spin these lock rings and not have them like that. All right. I mean, it seems obvious looking at it the way I'm holding it, but if you don't take that into account, just drill these holes. You can get these holes so close together that these things won't fit. Or if they fit, you won't be able to turn the lock ring because the lock rings interfere with each other. So I'm going to go with these, and I've already determined that yeah, there's enough room like right here vertically. If I had to, I could also space them out a little horizontally too. And that was after figuring out where this ram mount is going to go. So when I close the lid, I need it to clear, as the lid's closing, I need to clear this vent. And so you need to make sure that wherever you drill the holes for the RJ45 connectors, that's not going to interfere with closing the lid, because this thing's in the way, right? And then also, if you're going to run the coax out, you need to make sure that bulkhead connector is far enough away from the ram mount arms, so it's not going to interfere with closing. So I checked all that last night before I put everything away. So yeah, so after everything's said and done, I think just having the radio somewhere in the middle. Let me, you guys, push it over so you guys can see it. Get rid of these drill bits. Yeah, so let me reposition you guys. Sorry. So here's the exhaust fan for the radio. Doesn't be nice to get it in line with the air vent. Doesn't really need to be. Just makes the whole getting rid of heat thing more efficient, because this fan's going to pump it in this way over the radio. There are baffles for heat dissipation on the bottom. Also, you don't want to put it too tight up against here like that, because then you'll never get these screws in, and you have to install the bracket and then install the radio, because otherwise you'll never get the screws to mount the bracket in. And so you don't want this to be too tight, especially you got fat fingers, right? So yeah, I'm probably gonna just leave the radio right there. That'll give me space, you know, to put the power pole block wherever, microphone, yeah, radio head, manual, some extra coax, the cables to you know, run to the head, which I don't have handy. Sorry about that. Here's the microphone. All right. So I'm just going to maybe grab. Here's the mechanical pencil I used yesterday to mark those holes from the bottom. I'm just gonna do a rough sketch of where all that stuff is, the outline of the radio, just so I can get it into the approximate right spot again. In fact, what I'm going to do is mark where the base of the bracket is. That's more important. So I want the radio right about there. Here's the base of the bracket. Let me get a marker so you guys can see this. Yep, just gonna kind of mark where the edge is. Yep. That's roughly where the bracket needs to go.